We would like to try and predict the height of somebody based on their age. Because in this case, the age is the explanatory variable, we would then use a model that we've created using our A and B values based on all this data here to predict what that person's height theoretically should have been based upon their age. Now we know that a 12-year-old could be 130 centimeters, a 12-year-old could be 139, a 12-year-old could be 144, or any number of different heights. It's an infinite number of possibilities, but we can use the data we've got to predict what it probably should be, or basically what's normal. Now, we use our line equation to do that. We're only doing straight lines, so we're going to use y equals a plus bx. So, let's enter our formula based on what we have. So it's y equals a plus bx. Here's our a value, here's our b value, and we've already got a bunch of x values here, so we're going to try and figure out what it's going to be. So we start with equals, and then our a value, and then plus b value, multiplied by whatever our x value happens to be. Now because this is in this row, and the age is the x variable, or the explanatory variable, that's going to be our x variable for this one. So if I do that, I can figure out that that person, a 12-year-old, should be 142.8641 centimeters tall. So this person was actually a bit shorter than what we expected them to be based on the height we have. Now that's all well and good, and I can do that for all of these other ones. And what we would normally do is this, where we would click and drag or copy paste or whatever into all these cells. But you notice I get something weird happening here, and it doesn't quite make sense. So what I'm going to do is go back, so Control Z or undo, and I need to make sure that I type this correctly so that it works for all of these cells. To do that, I have to actually lock the cell. So what I'm going to do is type in my formula using dollar signs. So here I'm going to actually put a dollar sign, so that's shift forward dollar sign, to lock the B column and lock the B cell 33. That means I'm locking B33 for use every time I copy and paste this formula now, because I always want the A and B values to make my equation. The only thing that should change is the X variable as I go down the row. Down the column. I'll do the same thing for this one. Shift 4 B, Shift 4 lock 35, and now I get a formula that's going to work. Notice that hasn't changed my answer for this one. It's still exactly the same. However, when I fill all these cells, I get numbers that make sense. So, what does this tell me? Well, for all the 12-year-olds, they should have been 142 centimeters. For all of the 13-year-olds, 149. For all the 14-year-olds, they should be 155, and so on and so forth. Now that's how I get my predicted values. What I can also do is find the residual. Now the residual is going to tell me how far above or below the line they were. Now the line says that a normal 12-year-old should be 142 centimeters tall, however this one was 130, which means they are actually below the average height for their age. Therefore they would be a negative number. Now when I'm considering this, I want to set up my formula to make sure it gives me a negative number to show that that person is actually below the height. In order to do that, I type my formula equals, and I must take the height of that person and remove from it the predicted height, which was this one. And I'm just typing equals and clicking to get a formula that I'm creating. I hit enter and it gives me a negative 12. Now what does that mean? It means that this person was 12 centimeters below their predicted value. Now again, I could click and drag and do that for all of these, however I'm not necessarily going to get the right ones unless I check my formula. Let's see what I've got. C2 minus E2, well that means C2 minus E2. That makes sense. Let's try the next one. C3 minus E3. Notice how these are dropping down every time. So it's going to make sense. I get the right numbers every single time I go along. Now there's one last thing to do. To check that I've done this correctly, these predicted values should have the exact same average or mean height as this number right here. So let's find out. I'm going to go auto sum, average, check it, 163.08, so that's correct. Let's check the residuals now. Remember, these are how far above or below the line they are. So how far above or below the average? Now that average sits right in the middle, so most of these, half of these are above and half are below theoretically. So if I add them all together, they should equal 0. So let's home, auto sum. If I add them up, they should equal 0. Well, it's not a 0, but it does say e negative 13, which means that it's times 10 to the power of negative 13, which means that this number is basically the first number that pops. It's like 0.000000000, and the only reason for that is it's rounding error from Excel, so that's close enough to 0 for me. I'm happy with that, and that's how I get my predicted and residual values.